Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here. We're moving on with Chapter 24, The Road to Shambhala in Uncharted 2, the brutal difficulty walkthrough. This level's really easy. There's only a tiny bit of combat at the very end, and it's really similar to what we saw way back in Chapter 17. You just gotta fight a few more of those Yeti monsters. So really not a threat at all or anything like that. So before a giant cutscene, you're going to do some stuff in here, and then you'll do the cutscene, and I'll see you after that.
Son of a bitch.
Now what do you do?
Just stay behind me. Drop the gun. Do it! Stay back!
I should have killed you myself when I had the chance. Not a mistake I will make twice.
Back off!
Oh, pull the trigger, little one. See how long you live. Now, you will open the passage to Shambala.
Go to hell.
Are you a student of history, Mr. Drake?
I've read a book or two.
Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Pol Pot, they were all great men. But do you know why they prevailed?
I'm sure you're gonna tell us.
Because they had the will to do what other men would not. Compassion is the enemy. Mercy defeats us. Now, unless you wish to test me still further, you will drop your weapons!
Do it.
Kick them away. So, you have tested my will. Now it is my turn to test yours.
Killing us won't get you anywhere.
Well, killing him, yes. But you?
You hurt her. You'll get nothing from me.
Well, then it appears we are at a stalemate. Unless I add another pawn to the board. Bring her in!
Shit.
Get your hands off me.
Now, one we will use as a lesson, and the other we will use as incentive to cooperate. You choose.
This is bullshit, Nate. Yeah, don't play into his game.
You want my help, you let them go.
This is not a negotiation! Who would you sacrifice, and who would you save? Well, this one? You want to save this one? Or maybe this one?
You know what? Enough of this shit. All right, quit the theatrics. I'll do what you want. Calm down. You, asswipe. Give me your lighter.
What is this?
How should I know?
Find a way across and fix it! And take him with you. Maybe this time it will get done right. Oh, and Mr. Drake. Don't try anything clever.
After you. Backstabbing son of a bitch.
Alright, so after the cutscene, that was a pretty long cutscene. This chapter is relatively short, so from here on out we're going to have about 6 minutes of gameplay. And then one more cutscene to end the chapter before moving on to chapter 25. The good news about this chapter is it's kind of a little break from all the stress we've gone through in the past couple of chapters. We've been on a pretty combat-heavy roll way back since, I think, chapter 19, and especially the last two chapters, chapters 22 and 23. Those were both very long, very difficult. Luckily, this chapter here, as you can see, we are briefly reunited with Harry Flynn, the character from the beginning of the game that we've been running into a couple of times throughout. But this level here is mostly just climbing. I mean, that's really it. It's very similar, I guess I would say, to levels 17 and 18, where you're climbing through the mountains with Tenzin. As you can see, we're still climbing. We're climbing through kind of another mountain, but this time we are with Harry instead of Tenzin. But it's the same overall feel. It's a really nice break from all the gunfights we've been through. There is going to be a little bit of combat near the end of the level. So if you remember, speak of the chapters I was just talking about, chapter 17, if you remember, we were with Tenzin and we got attacked by one of those Yeti monsters, and we were given a gun. The gun had infinite ammo in it, and we just had to kind of shoot off the Yeti monsters until time ran out. Same exact thing here. We're going to spend our time climbing for a bit, and then at the end of the level, we are going to get attacked by numerous Yeti monsters, and you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to run around, shoot them. You don't have to kill them or anything like that. You just got to shoot them, and you basically got to stay alive for a good 45 seconds to a minute maybe. You just got to stay alive until the cutscene triggers, and then you'll automatically be done with the chapter. Looking ahead, looking ahead even further, we're actually pretty close to being done with the game. There are 26 chapters in all. This is chapter 24. Chapter 26 is just the final boss fight, which is actually pretty simple. And then chapter 25, that's going to be probably what is, in my opinion, the hardest chapter in the game. There's just a lot of combat. The enemies tend to be very strong. There's a lot of the heavily armored enemies and things like that. And then without doing any spoilers, you are going to be fighting a lot more of the Yeti monsters, kind of. And you'll see why I say kind of a bit later on in this level. But for now, like I said, don't even worry about it. Just take a break. In all honesty, even though chapter 25 is really tough, if you've made it this far in the game on Brutal, you should be fine. You know what you're doing, basically. A lot of people will start on Brutal, and a lot of people won't finish. A lot of people will get to a certain chapter and they'll say, this is just too hard, it's not worth it. We all reach that point in some games. So, if you've made it this far, you're going to be able to beat it, which hopefully is a bit of good news. Alright, so you're going to come to this room here, and this is the room, in fact, where we do fight the Yeti monsters. But before they spawn, you're going to have to solve another puzzle. Once again, you can just pull out Drake's notebook, and you'll see that there's the two large symbols which represent which side of the room you're on. So you could see the symbols, and then here there's going to be these three giant wheels, I guess, and as you spin the wheel you can tell that there's different symbols, and so by referring to the journal you just want to find the three correct symbols. And so of course you can obviously just keep pulling out the journal and referencing that to make sure you got it right, or you can just follow this gameplay and just copy the exact symbols I'm doing. I think there was a point where I actually messed up one of the symbols. I'm not sure. Maybe I deleted that footage and put in good footage. Can't remember. But the point is, you see here, it's all on the page. The puzzles in Uncharted are actually very simple. The game does a good job at coming up with puzzles that are fun. This one's not necessarily fun. Actually, I hate this puzzle. It's really boring. But the previous one we did with the animals and the colors and stuff, that one was kind of fun. And I think there's a really fun one in Uncharted 3, which of course will be later on. So this puzzle's really the only annoying one, but the game does a good job at usually making them pretty simple. You know, as long as you reference Drake's journal, you'll be able to solve them. So once you solve the puzzle, you're going to go over to this wheel here and turn it with Harry, and then now what's going to happen is you're going to, the enemies are going to spawn. And you'll notice right now you're unarmed because you're kind of being held captive by Lazarevich and his crew.
Water. Oh, crap. What the hell are these things? When I'm gonna be done. No way. No time to argue. All right, here. Thank you.
Alright, so after that little cutscene, Harry's going to toss you the gun, and I mentioned this earlier in the level, but we're basically going to do the same exact thing we've done every other time there was these monsters in the game. This is a big room. You're just going to run around in very wide circles. Anytime a monster jumps in front of you, simply turn around and run the other way. If there are monsters in front of you and behind you, then just take a turn and cut right across the middle of the room. But you can see here, I'm not even really wasting my time shooting these guys, I'm just running away from them. And then occasionally a monster will jump on you. If that happens, in this part you can just follow those quick time events and kick them off. And then you'll see I'm just shooting, but really the main point here is just you want to stay alive. And the best way to do that is just to keep moving. Just move, move, move. If a monster happens to hit you, just follow those quick time buttons and you should be fine. But all we're doing here, you are by no means expected to kill these guys. All you have to do is wait long enough for the cutscene to trigger. So that's really it for Chapter 24, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you get the chance, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hold him.
What the hell are those things? What?
Scarecrows. Guardians to frighten trespassers.
Yeah? Well, it's bloody effective. Zarvich, done what you asked. Let them go.
Always bargaining. But you have played your last hand. And lost.
Looks like it's the end of the road, mate.
No, not yet. I want him to see Shambhala. And die, knowing that I have taken it from him. Open the gate! You have been a thorn in my side for far too long. On your knees.
Hey, Zoran, we had a deal.
I do not suffer traitors.
Oh, right, so I suppose you know exactly how to find stone then, won't be needing me. Thanks.
On your knees! What is this? Fire, you fool!